IELTS Speaking Part 1 is the easiest part of the exam, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't start with some amazing answers. So in this video, we will have a look at 4 Band 8 models on the topic of going out with the question, do you often go out in the evenings? At the end of the video, we will have a look at 3 different question types you have in Speaking Part 1 of the exam and which question type it was. Understanding the 3 different question types has helped all my students to better prepare and to get a better score. Before we have a look at the 4 different examples, let's first have a look at 3 different options you have on how you can use this video to improve your speaking. Option 1, listen to the 4 answers that I'm going to give you. Stop and pause from time to time. Take some notes while you're stopping and pausing. Look at the example answers below the video. Look at some of the language and the grammar used in the examples. Try to use some of it for your own language. Create your own answer. And then finally, practice saying your own answer. Option 2 is go through the practice with me. Pause the video. Answer the question yourself. Record your answer so you can compare your answer with my answers. Listen to my answers and compare my answers with yours. And then look at the language and the differences. Improve your answer using some ideas from my examples. And then say the answer again with improved language. And again, maybe compare the original with the second version. Option 3, just watch the video and listen to my answer. Maybe still have a look at the language used below the video and treat it a bit more like a listening practice, just to kind of have a relaxed listening and listen to the language. Whatever decision you make, at least you're here practicing, and that's what matters the most. So here is the question again. Do you often go out in the evenings? Now let's listen to the first answer. I used to go out a lot more, but lately I have been too busy studying for the exam, so I hardly go out anymore. Hopefully that will change again soon. Now the second answer, and don't forget to focus on the grammar and the vocabulary. I would say yes, at least 3 or 4 times a week. I'm not working, you see, so I have a lot of free time and I try to spend it with my friends as often as possible. So we hang out a lot, not really at bars because I don't have the money, but at their place. And now the third example. If you really like the video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps. I live in a pretty small village, so after 9 it's completely dead. Sometimes I just cozy up at home with a good book or catch up on my favorite TV shows. But hey, every now and then it's nice to have those quiet evenings to recharge, right? And now the fourth and final example. I live in a capital, so I have a lot of opportunities to go out and things to do. Still, with family responsibilities, going out in the evenings can be tough. But those quiet nights at home with my family can be just as special. So, no, I barely go out anymore, but I still spend an amazing time with my lovely family. Just remember that it's okay to be nervous at the beginning of the exam. It's normal. The examiners know that the exam is important for you, and at the beginning of the exam, they take it easy. Just don't memorize the answers to the questions. This will really give you a bad score. The examiners are trained to recognize memorized examples. Just use the language to practice, and so to improve your grammar, your vocabulary, and by practicing you will also improve your fluency and your pronunciation. Like I promised, in Speaking Part 1 you have 3 types of questions. First, question type 1. What do you do in your free time? Do you enjoy reading? What was your worst subject at school? What do you like about your job? Do you like the area where you live? These are all very personal questions, and they're the rather easy ones to kind of get you to start talking. Question type 2 Is it a large apartment house? Who do you live with? Are there many rooms in your home? What's your favorite room? Is it a quiet or noisy place to live? And so on. These are kind of follow-up questions on one question here, where do you live? And there are some other questions to follow up to go a little bit deeper into the conversation and ask you a bit more detailed questions. Question type 3. Is your country popular with tourists? Is it bad to use the internet too much? What is a traditional meal in your country? What types of films are popular in your country? Do you think work-life balance is important? And so on. These type of questions are very similar to IELTS part 3 of the exam. They're a bit more general questions. They're still asking for your opinion, but rather not your personal experience, like, do you like reading? We're talking about, do people in your country like reading? So these are a bit more abstract and a bit more challenging. So here the examiner is trying to push you to use a bit higher and more complicated language. So here it's really important to kind of focus on and give some longer and more difficult answers. So which kind of question did we practice here? So we practiced the first type of questions, the personal ones. Do you often go out in the evenings? So focus on your own personal experience. No need to talk about your country or other things. Just answer if you often go out and why, or why not you don't go out. Maybe you can go a bit deeper and extend by giving some concrete examples of things that you do when you go out and who you do it with when you're going outside. I hope the practice was useful, and I would say practice some more and good luck with your exam.